register a business in Sierra Leone. Disclaimer: I am not by no means a staff of the Office of the Administrator and Registrar General. This video is only aimed for tutorial purposes. The institution responsible for the registration of enterprises is the Administrator and Registrar General, and that office is located at Walpole Street, closer to Nasit's building, opposite the cotton tree. The institution responsible for the registration of companies is the Corporate Affairs Commission. You get this? There are two bodies responsible for the registration of businesses. One is for enterprises, and you know what enterprises entails. It may be a sole proprietorship or a partnership. All right? And a company is a limited liability stuff. It can be sued and it can sue on its name. There are differences between an enterprise and a company. An enterprise does not end with the word limited, whilst a company ends with the word limited. All right? Now, but for the purpose of this video, we'll be looking at enterprises. You want to invest in enterprises, but you actually don't know what are the processes or whether it is important to register your business. You asking questions within yourself. This video is aimed to give you tips as to what processes you go through to have a registered business in Sierra Leone. One is done by, or like you having a baby, the next thing you think about is giving that baby a beautiful name. And within that, you think about varieties of names, different names comes to your mind. And at the end of the day, you choose one name for that baby. Similarly for businesses. If you intend doing a business, you must have got names within you that you want to give to your business. And the only body that is responsible for the approval of those names is the Office of the Administrator General. Right? Now, processes you have to do. Number one, you've already think within yourselves, and then you've come up with names. All right, but those names, you really don't know whether they are in existence within the systems of Sierra Leone. I mean the business system. So what you do in your registration process is to take 3 of those names you have in mind and present it to the Office of the Registrar General. All right? So that means number 1 is the presentation of names. The reason behind you presenting the names is to ensure that the names are not in existence in the archives or in the records of the institution. So you take those names, there are front desk cashiers. You present those names with the objective that you want to register a business. The front desk cashier will in turn search as to whether those names that you've already brought to them are not into their systems, that those names are not in existence. If of the 3 names you've presented, 2 are in existence and 1 is not, they will approve the 1. If the 3 names are not in existence, they will approve the 3 and you have to choose 1 among the 3. All right? Now, the names has been approved. What you do next is to have the account number which they will supply you, or it is basically placed on the wall. You get the account number, you go to the bank. For my business registration, it was the Sierra Leone Commercial Bank. I paid around 250,000 downwards. It's around that. So I went to the Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, then paid the amount into the account. Right? After the payment has been done, what I did was, or what you do, is to take the deposit slips of which you've deposited, or the stamped slip from the bank, and then take it to the cashier, the front desk cashier. All right? The front desk cashier will then advise you as to what to do, among which he or she that is within will advise you on the processes you have to do. One is to face vet the receipt, the bank slip that you've brought. You should vet it out to ensure that it is indeed from the Bank of Sierra Leone. It is indeed from Sierra Leone Commercial Bank. And then after that, you are given a registration application form. Having given that business registration form, you're supposed to fill all the necessary columns and then attach your identification, your phone number, and all other details about you to that form, inclusive the payment slip that you've already paid, right? So what you do after that is that you have copies. You photocopy the document into 3 copies each, and then attach it. Then submit it to the cashier again, or make record of your document into the ledger, and then take it to the National Revenue Authority staff that is within their domain for your tax identification number. The NRA will then give you the tax identification number, and then that document is again taken to a staff within there for approval that you have fulfilled the requisite qualification to be registered as a business in Sierra Leone. Having done that, you take that slips again to the front desk cashier, who is charged with the responsibility of ensuring the final processing of your documents. It is mostly around 1 to 3 days maximum. Like mine, I did it in 3 days. So you do that and then submit your documents to the front desk cashier. He or she will give you an advice as to whether you can receive your documents, your registration certificates, the following day or a day after your payment. Then you will move on. Upon checking the other day, you will be issued a business name registration certificate and a business registration certificate, followed by a copy of the form, application form that is being filled by you. So having received all those three documents implies that your business is legally registered in Sierra Leone. So what you do next after receiving that, you then go to the National Revenue Authority tax clearance on a newly registered businesses. The NRA will give you the clearance after payment, and then you'll be given your tax clearance. But again, if you are doing your business in Freetown specifically, what you do next is to go to the council, Freetown City Council, to have your business permit or your business permit. You go there and get your business permit after payment, which gives you the permission to do your business in Freetown. Right? Then from there, you have your necessary bodies that are responsible to regulate the type of business you want to do. If it is a pharmacy, you have that body responsible for pharmacy. If it is alcohol you want to make, you have that type of business. You have that type of institution that oversees your operation. They have their own procedure. You go through them, and then you have your established business, legally registered, of which you can carry on your business and make a good profit. So if you are new to my channel and you think this video makes sense, please do me a favor by hitting that red subscribe button, so that at any time I upload a new video, you will be the first to know. Thank you. Keep watching.